Hey Alpha Crew, Brad Thompson coming at you today here, Alpha Prime EDC, and today we're going to talk about some fidget gear. This one, first up, is the LAUTIE Shuffle. Now this one is in copper segaiha, that's the wave pattern in Japanese. And what LAUTIE does is pretty incredible. Every minor detail is so perfectly honed. You can see the detail of the inlay here. On the other side, look at that. You've got playing cards. So it's a cool design. It's neat. You know, it's something that it's not just a simple piece of metal that you play with. You have 1, 2 clicks. So it is fun to click it, but again, the detail is just phenomenal. You don't have any harsh edges cutting into you. Also, this doubles as a worry stone. So if you're in an environment where that clicking sound of the magnets is just not something that you're able or willing to do, you can just literally play with it in your hand. It's a fantastic worry stone. It's got so many different grooves and bumps. And this is for the people who have a real problem either focusing, being bored with their environment. You know, maybe there's some anxiety. So it is something that a lot of people deal with, whether they know it or not, consciously or not. A lot of us click pens. I have a tactile turn pen, and generally I like to just play with that bolt action right there. So let's see, bam. So that's a fun little thing to play with at work, you know, but if that's, you know, if I don't have that on me, or if I, you know, if I want to step up my game, I've got a shuffle. So let me know what you think about the shuffle, and if you want one for yourself, you can get it on the secondary market. They have very rare drops from LAUTIE. So one of the only ways to actually get one is to join their Facebook group, or you can go to the surplus group, which I will post on the screen. Those groups, when you join them, just keep an eye out. There's a lot of buying and selling and trading. You know, be careful. Make sure you get vouchers. Make sure people are actually, you know, who they say they are. You know, you always have to be careful. But the groups are pretty tight knit, so there's a lot of support. You can ask any moderator for assistance, but generally that's how you can acquire one for yourself. LAUTIE has a plethora of items, such as the next one, which is the Mechanic H. So this one, interestingly enough, it's kind of like a ring. You know, it doesn't go all the way, but it's a haptic ring. So it doesn't freely spin like a fidget spinner, but to me it sounds like when you're reeling in a fish on a fishing rod. So, you know, kind of brings me that piece of being out on the lake or by the river, just kind of casting. This fidgeting action is actually quite entertaining. To me, it's not as loud as something that is a magnet. So it's a little bit more tame. You know, you can quietly do this. You know, if you're somebody who's sitting on a bus or on a train or in the back of an Uber, you know, there are a lot of situations. I mean, you could, if you're in a classroom, possibly, but you know, fidgeting is just one of those things that I have always done. And again, for the people that they need to have something just in their hands, you can roll it in your hands, you can wear it on different fingers. It's really fun. So this comes in different materials as well. So this is the copper, the brass, and zirconium. So really cool if you're into different materials. LAUTIE does a fantastic job. Next, I'm going to lead into a very rare item. This is the Wanwu Camera M magnet slider. So really cool thing. It's made out of stainless steel and zirconium. You can get a rose gold, you can get copper, I believe, and brass. But this is from the original, the first 199 ever made. This is, if we can focus there, number 4. So not only does this really look cool like a camera for people that are photographers, a whole bunch of different ways to just play with it, click it, slide it. You know, it's really fun. You know, you can practice flipping it over with one hand. So anyways, again, really fun little fidget. Now this one, always gotta drop something at least once. Nobody show that to Anthony Diaz, please. Anyways, Anthony Diaz has put his blood, sweat, and tears into making these beautiful pieces here. He makes other gear that I'm going to get into in just a moment, but this is called the Fubar. Now, this is same thing. It's a magnet slider, so 1, 2, 3, and then off. So you have 3 clicks. That really fun. It is fantastically designed. There is no space in the groove there, so you also have a hole there for a lanyard if that's something that you're wanting to do. You can put a bead. There is your Pixel logo. So Anthony Diaz makes these Pixel Co. They are numbered. It's kind of hard to see, but they are numbered on the inside there. Not sure if we're able to see that, but the reason that this actually comes apart is because you can customize them. How cool is that? They're modular. So if you want to switch this up for a different top piece, you know, this has this grooving right here. He's got a what we call a putter design, which mills to look like the golf putter handles. He's got different materials like carbon fiber, ultim. So really great stuff. I think brass, he's probably coming out with brass. It also doubles as a bottle opener. Look at that. So, anyways, Fubar, fantastic. Again, really hard to get these. You have to be active in the Facebook group and Instagram so you can see when the next drops are happening. And again, you can also go in the secondary. So join Pixel Co. on Facebook. That's the most important part because that's where you're going to find out when the drops are happening. He does live lotteries. So when he does the post, you can enter your name. Then he goes into a live video and does these fun games where he picks winners. If you win, you get the opportunity to purchase the item that he has made. So, getting to the next piece, another Pixel Co. from Anthony Diaz. Now this one is the absolute highlight of my collection. This is an extremely rare, one of only 4 in this design, 12 total in the set. So only 12 of these ever made. He will not make any more. And there's only 4 with the design this way. The reason for that is Anthony Diaz collaborated with Castle Grayscale, who is Mark Bassa. And he has this design. So they got together and said, Anthony said, I'll make this Alt F clicker, or as we call, thocker. So it's because it makes that thocking sound. Super fun. Anyways, Mark Bassa said, okay, well then I'll design the logo and we'll put it together. So this is called the Salt Girl. And she's got a, you know, if you really look closely, she's actually got a sword there. So it's called the Salt. Fantastic piece. You can get titanium, brass, copper, ultim, G10. And then obviously he actually includes in the box a tool that you can actually remove the top here, the cap, and again, modular. You can input any other cap that will fit. So there are some really cool caps that they have made. There are aftermarket caps as well that other makers make. So not the only person in town who designs these. There are others, you know, I think Zero Feud is another company that makes those. So, you know, there are tons of fidget gear. These are just the ones that I personally own. I've owned others in the past. So, you know, if there's any other fidget gear that you suggest or you would like me to, or would you like to see me show off, let me know. I've got tons of other gear. I've got knives, I've got patches, I've got pouches. So tons of gear for all of you guys to look at. Let me know what you want to see. Leave your comments at the bottom, like the video, share the video. Thank you so much for supporting the channel here. I would love to continue making more content about all the amazing gear that is out there. Thank you again for watching the channel, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.